When we say to people, the Government of National Unity is another term for DA and ANC coalition, which has been heavily criticized, and people said, "No, how do you know that?" Well, it did not take long. Today, before the sitting of Parliament, there was press briefing by UTM, ATM, EFF, Al Jamaa, and others. They have stated clear that when ANC says they've spoken with everybody, they were lying. They were lying. ANC has made a deal with EDA, then invited these other political parties to front with them. Today, it was clear. These people announced in the morning that we have never been invited. We know nothing about this. They are shenanigans. The shenanigans of the ANC today was exposed. Now, Fikile Mbalula is on record saying that Bona, they've spoken to all the political parties, but here is a proof. I'm about to show you proof by proof. Now, do you remember that I said, Fikile Mbalula said that, Bona, as an ANC, they've spoken to everybody. Now, it turns out that is a lie. Take a look at what Fikile Mbalula said. Here.
These are uncharted waters, where in which a majority party like ours is reduced with its majority, and now it has got to work with other political parties within a framework of collaboration, which we have never had before, except at local government. Now, at national government, we've got it. How do we then deal with that particular matter going forward? So our discussions, it's not a discussion with partners, it's discussion with political parties, irrespective of ideological and political background. Of course, others want to narrow us to the ideology when the posture and the moment does not allow. It is very easy to say, let's work as black political parties and do that. We can argue the whole night about the ideology. We in the ANC do not subscribe to the notion of just narrowly black political party, because in terms of our existence and understanding of South Africa, we subscribe to colonialism of a special type. That South Africa was colonized, but it became a colonized country where the colonized and the colonizer coexisted. So we are different from others precisely because of that. Two, we are non-racial because in our conceptualization of the struggle to liberate our people, the primary contradiction are about the resolve of the national question, which primarily it's about, yes, it is class, but gender and race, because we were divided in this country in terms of race and racially segregated. So the question of resolving the national question primarily is what informed the ANC and how we approach the South Africa's situation and struggle and liberation for the people of South Africa. So we are not just a party that exists without ideology and just grab everything else that passes by, and we don't understand ourselves and where we come from. The notion of blackness arises in the context of others, where in which it is not clearly defined. From the point of view of ideology, what are we talking about? And working in cooperation, it doesn't mean that tomorrow you become that party or that party becomes you. It means here is the moment. You have lost power, and in losing that power, you need to work with others to achieve the result. But it doesn't mean that you are going to die. We have never died in 1994 with 62%. We'll never die with 40%.
Okay, so Fikile Mbalula lied. If they have the audacity to begin the 7th Parliament on lies, how much more lies have they say? And for what cause and to which extent are they willing to lie? What more have they told us that is a lie? Because I believe all the people that came out and say, listen, if they say we have been invited in these discussions, they said, no, there's no such a thing. Zero. So it is therefore clear, and you will look at the move. I told you that the way DA is moving here, The deal has been there long ago. You must notice this. Today, the DA announced they've agreed with the ANC. The way they were doing it, we told you in the beginning that there is a coalition between DA and ANC. We showed you leaked letters. Leaked letters. That's one. Others says, no, it's a lie. Today you see, we showed you in those leaked letters that they changed the same coalition. They framed it differently and they called it a government of national unity, but it's still the same thing. It's a coalition between DA and ANC. The political parties today have explained that till now we know nothing about these things. Conditions have not been given to us. If you think I'm joking, we're about to unpack all of those things, and I'm about to show you the proof that the ANC lied with a straight face, right? And with a loud voice saying, we have spoken to all the political parties. That was a lie because they wanted the coalition between DA and ANC. But before, there's one thing that I also want from you. It's a coalition between me and you, and this is how you need to do it. If you are not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Come on, good people, because to subscribe it is free, to like the video it is free, to comment in the comment section below it is free of charge, to click the notification bell it is free of charge, to share this video it is free of charge, to watch this video until the end it is free of charge. Also, good people, come on, to watch the ads it's free of charge, and that's how you financially contribute to this YouTube channel. Speaking about financially contribution to the channel, you can become a member of this YouTube channel from as little as 20 Rand a month. You can also use the Super Thanks button. In case you don't want to do that, guys, there is a way where you can use my media company banking details to donate to the channel, and you know what I'm saying? We'll bring you more, and also guys want to buy more equipment. So the power is in your hands. Please do the honorable thing as we proceed. Okay, so don't worry. I'm about to show you. Gon McKenzie spoke, but not in that press conference. Floyd Shivambu spoke in the Floyd Shivambu spoke in that the press conference. Musimane spoke separately, not in that press conference. Vusi Zula spoke in that press conference. The leader of Udm spoke in that conference. Let me see if I still have, I do have the Al-Jamaa video. No, I don't have the Al-Jamaa video. So I am going to show you with all, I'm going to present to you all these facts. Where do we start? Let's start with Vusi Zula. Vusi Zula exposing the coalition between DA and the ANC. This is what he said.
Is that they are having a coalition with their own parties, which they've included, and the deals they've already included. I'm sure you'll recall that during the week, Tony Leon of the DA did allude that the discussions with the ANC are in the final stages, whereas with the parties that are in this table, they are not even in the final stages because they were not included in terms of bringing those documents that are basically the guidelines as to what are the modalities of the GNU. So we thought as these parties, let us come speak to the nation, advise the nation that the ANC is misleading the nation when it's saying it is a GNU. It is not a government of national unity, because if it's a government of national unity, all parties would have been equally consulted. There would have been equal understanding to all of the parties. What we see is that it is a coalition with certain parties, but under the disguise of a GNU, and the other parties which do not agree with some of the programs or some of the suggestions by the ANC have been excluded. So that is why we thought we need to speak to the nation. This morning, the ANC sent the guideline document to Al-Jamaa individually, and other parties which were part of the initial discussions with the ANC have never received that particular document. Again, which clearly shows that the intention of the ANC, it is not to have a GNU that is inclusive of all 18 political parties, but it is their intention is to get into a coalition with their preferred coalition partners. So I think we can just give it to the leaders to also state from their point of view. Otherwise,
wait, we're not done. Far We are far from being from conclusion or towards the conclusion. We are far. I asked a question. Why are we being lied to? What is there that will make these leaders to lie with a straight face? Why are they lying? Why are they not telling the truth that we and the DA have agreed a deal? Look at this. Today, the DA, this is what they've been doing. They've been announcing the deals in drips and drops, drips and drops. They announced this, they announced this, they announced this, they announced that. Today in Parliament, it's the DA and the ANC that concluded, and they are in an understanding. The other political parties, they do not understand this, the government of national unity, because nobody has explained to them how it works. They just pretended to have a conversation with them and then make them believe that they're about to have a conversation. But then the next thing, you're looking at them and the DA, they are on bed. We told you that there is a problem with how Ramaphosa is moving. We told you, I told you in this YouTube channel that there is a problem with the relationship between DA and the ANC. There is a problem, I'm telling you, there is a problem with how they move. It is very suspicious. I've been warning you, and the haters in my comment section below were busy saying whatever they wanted to say. But it turns out that at the beginning of these things, it just gets exposed that it is built on lie, so that it can cover up the idea that there is a government of national unity. That what has changed is the phrase, not the actual thing. Take a look at what the leader of Udm said here.
We will hear what are the proposals in the House. If there is a party here which wants to raise their hand, I'm sure they are also welcome. But we have not been caucused as to whether there will be one who wants to be a president or not. I can confirm amongst ourselves here. But we want to know who's going to be the speaker. And the question of the DA, Freedom Front Plus, ANC, and us. If the ANC, which has been leading, they were honest from the start, in negotiations, we can't all agree. If they had said, we have been engaging DA and so on, this is how we see it. IFP is also in agreement. Share that agreement with us. Because you said it's gonna be a government of national unity, not a coalition. It's a big difference. But anyway, from your question, we have never demanded any positions. Sorry. I'm not a man who is notorious of lying. So if you want to peddle lies, that's your own baby.
Moving right along, so guys, what we're going to see, remember on the leaked letter, I showed you that DA is going to take strategic positions. If all these people here are not invited and they are not being explained to as to what is this this thing, how can I call it? What is this thing called General Government of National Unity? They don't know how it's work. How are they? Remember that UDM even wrote to the Chief Justice asking his intervention, but they were not successful in doing that. So the question that you and I have got to ask is, why is it called the government of national unity when other stakeholders do not even understand what a government of national unity entails? What is their role? What should worry you the most is the fact that the ANC lied to you and called a press conference to lie to your face and paint a picture that we have clarified everything with everybody, only to be told today that was a lie. If you think I'm joking, this should worry you. I'm telling you, this should worry you. Take a look at what, before we get into this one. Now, I want you to listen again to Vusi Zula, because he spoke quite a lot in that press conference and expressed himself very well. We must give the man credit because, wow, he was very good in expressing himself. He expressed himself very well. Take a look at what he said here.
So the background here is that we'll recall that the president of the ANC stated that because in these 2024 elections, no party attained an outright majority, there will be a government of national unity, which will be inclusive to all parties. Now, what happened there is that the ANC they set up a negotiating team whereby they approach different political parties with the sole view of getting those political parties to be involved in the setting up of the GNU. However, the impression that has been created to the citizens is that the GNU is something that is inclusive to all 18 political parties that are represented in Parliament. Whereas what is practically there is that these parties met with the ANC individually. After meeting with the ANC individually, I'll recall that majority of the parties met with the ANC last Sunday. There was an indication that they are going to send a document that gives guidelines as to the GNU, the principles, the minimum program, and the modalities regarding how the GNU is going to operate. From Sunday up until now, the ANC has never come back to these parties in order to fully discuss so that all of those discussions, they reach finality. Now, what we have now is the ANC approaching parties individually. Now, they've created an impression to the citizens that they want everyone, all parties to be involved. But what they are doing practically is that they are having a coalition with their own parties, which they've included, and their deals they've already included. I'm sure you'll recall that during the week, Tony Leon of the DA did allude that the discussions with the ANC are in the final stages. Whereas with the parties that are in this table, they are not even in the final stages because they were not included in terms of bringing those documents that are basically the guidelines as to what are the modalities of the GNU.
So we move from Vusi Zula. We're not done with Vusi Zula. We move from Vusi Zula, right? We say maybe it's these people that they don't understand this. Remember, we are here to talk to. EFF have already explained themselves, but we will feature them in this thing as well. Here's another interesting part about everything that has happened here. You have people like, guys, there's something funny about the government of national unity. The government of national unity. How is it that only the DA and the ANC knows how it's going to work? How is it that it's only the DA and the ANC that understand how it's going to work, but no one else know how it's going to work? People are on record saying we don't know how this thing is going to work. We seriously don't know how it's going to work. I know you said, but Bongs, how? They are on record. People are saying no one has explained anything to us. You think I'm joking? Take a look at what, let's start with Musimane. Take a look at what Musimane said. Here.
There's a lack of a plan about how we fix ESCOM, how do we fix Transnet, how do we ensure South Africans are safe, how do we build an inclusive economy. In the absence of that plan, it then becomes impossible for you to be able to say you must be part of something you don't know where it's going. So I've been very intentional about saying let's talk about a plan, let's deliver against that. That's the first thing. Then the second thing that we've got to do is decide who are the best South Africans who can represent for that plan, and then ultimately let's build build an accountable structure as the legislature to make sure we can hold the government to account. Because it doesn't matter what government you put in place. A government without any accountability is a form of dictatorship that will have problems for the people of this country. So let us be effective at how constructive we build that opposition. So my South Africans who have voted for us asked us to come to Parliament to come and serve their interests, make sure 60 million are looked after. That's what I'm coming to do today.
Mr. Maimane, what's all to take this seat
To move from Musimane, remember you had Flo Chivambo, the UDM, the ATM, Al Jama, and probably the other ones that I'm forgetting. All of them are saying the same thing, that we want to let South Africa know that we do not know the details and everything, but you're seeing on the other hand, EDA and the ANC signing contract memorandum of understanding. We told you, we warned you that this was never a government of national unity, but it was a coalition between EDA, it was a coalition between EDA and the ANC. Because it was heavily criticized, they changed a format. I mean, they changed a color, but the format they changed the format, but it's still the same thing. Remember the leaked letter from Helen Zille instructing. It's funny that this coalition, it's initiated by EDA. It was Helen Zille that instructed these people to say, if there's resistance along these things, then change the name, that's what they changed. They call it something else. But in reality, you can see that all the other political parties are closed outside. It's only the marriage is between DA and ANC. Those are the two parties that knows how this is going to work. Those are the two parties that have got plans, that have got everything in place. They know each and every details of the government of national unity, how it's going to work. The others, they are there, shame, just to make it look like it's a government of national unity. The deception, these people deceived us back then. Now they are deceiving us again. Hey guys, hey, people who voted EDA, Buffetto, you should be ashamed. You see EDA for what it is. People who voted for Ramaphosa should be ashamed. You're seeing Ramaphosa for what he is today. By the way, speaking of Ramaphosa, we'll talk more about him shortly. But listen, Gayton McKenzie as well did confirm that he does not know what... Gayton McKenzie confirmed that he does not know what this government of national unity is set up. He's still on the dark. But his part and parcel was sown today. And I'm asking, why did people attend that thing if they don't understand how it works? Or they were told that we're going to negotiate things later on. He said there's a problem with that. There's a problem. But okay, it's okay. So people are saying, look, people are there, people are being sown in, people are, you know what I'm saying, doing everything necessary. But Gayton McKenzie is being sown there. He doesn't even understand the government of national unity. Nothing has been explained to him. He's just being told that, please, we are invited into these things. You think I'm joking? Gayton McKenzie spoke because he's got his mouth. You understand? This is what he said.
If I don't get a ministry, we're jumping out of the GNU. Because how will I justify why am I supporting the GNU if I get nothing for my people? No, that one we must still decide. Depending as if they give us Minister of Women, it can't be me. I'm straight. I'm a man. What do I know about women's issues in totality? Then we have got very capable people here. What you must understand is that the PA, if it's not up to us to decide which ministry we want. That's the prerogative of President Ramaphosa. We hope that we can see what the voters have seen in us. But we are not here. We are here to build. We are here to make sure South Africa becomes a better place. And many people say we are just after the money. I have pledged 100% of my salary. And you must check up on me when payday is on the 29th, I heard. 100% of my salary I'm giving to the Jocelyn Smith Foundation for missing children for the duration of my stay in Parliament.
Moving right along, remember I touched on something that Ramaphosa is a thief. Now I agree when people call him a thief. I fully agree. There is a deception that is being practiced, and I warned people before, and I told you that, hey man, guys, this is Ramaphosa. There's something that doesn't sit well with me when it comes to Ramaphosa. There is something somewhere that doesn't sit well with me when it comes to Ramaphosa, and people thought I was joking. Well, it turns out that I wasn't lying. You remember I said to you there's a company called, I think it's Anglo-American and other companies. I mentioned Anglo-American because I know that they were about to retrench 900 workers there. But they were told that, no, we are going towards elections. Postpone that until elections. So all the companies that wanted to retrench people most companies wanted to retrench people before elections. But they were told to pause that. Today, we were informed that Mercedes has issued a statement they are retrenching 700 people. Remember, Ramaphosa promised you jobs, and you were busy campaigning for Ramaphosa. When poverty kicks you, we should not be asked for donations, guys. Please, you voted for poverty like Malema told you. You go and get poverty. You can't be voting for poverty and then go and ask EFF to do this for you, MK to do this for you, but you voted for poverty. You reap what you sow, right? So I'm saying to you, there's been deceit after deceit after deceit after deceit. Fred Shivambo was part and parcel of the people that addressed the briefing, and this is what he said.
We are now talking to all the forces to say that let's constitute a progressive government in South Africa instead of collaboration with political parties that, as the Al-Jamaa president is saying, are rooted in colonialism and apartheid and are about protection of white minority interests and privileges. So we have, of course, returned collectively to the African National Congress to say we are going to negotiate as a collective, not as individual parties, because they have met us individually and they made a commitment that before Parliament elects the presiding officers and a president, they are going to come back to us individually. And it appears that they have not come back to all of us to say as to what is to be done, how do we proceed moving forward. Our offer still stands that we can constitute Parliament and elect presiding officers and also elect a president, as long as we exclude these other forces that represent colonialism and apartheid. And that is our position that we are consolidating and that we're going to negotiate together in terms of how to deal with this question. There seem to be no clarity from their side in terms of what happens. So we wanted to, of course, inform the people of South Africa that the progressive forces are presenting a solid option and alternative as to how we move forward. And the ANC will decide what they want to do. If they want to continue with their grand coalition with the Moonshot Pact, if they want to join the Moonshot Pact, let them go ahead. There will be, of course, consequences. If they want to go ahead with the Moonshot Pact, they can go ahead and do it. But otherwise, the progressive forces are here and ready to constitute a progressive parliament and government that is comprised of all progressive forces. That is where we stand. Thank you very much.
Moving right along, like I've been telling you that this whole thing was built on lies. Nothing. Like, guys, there's nothing in this government of national unity that makes sense. It is built on lies. Now, I am saying to you, now that things are back to square. Now, I'm just showing you that you are dealing with liars here. You are dealing with deceivers of note here. They deceive people to go into the government of national unity, right? Something that is actually a coalition between the DA and the ANC. They deceived these political parties to go there, so these political parties went there, right? That's one. Two, they deceived you before elections. Load shedding is coming back. There's water shedding now. And then now, people are losing jobs. When we say to you guys previously, you can't vote for Ramaphosa because Ramaphosa has proven time and again that he does not respect you. He does not keep up on his words. You say today, you hear people saying, when you are hired by MK party, blah, 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 blah. And I said to these people, I looked at these fools, I'm like, Jehovah. Actually, guys, I don't even respond to these foolish things that people are saying about me. Now you will be the president. You have promised that. That's why you're speaking like that. And I'm like, but I've never even met with the leadership of MK Party. Now I'm going to be the president. So, Vusi Zula has got this to say.
Parliament. We have not had any discussions whatsoever with the ANC or anyone about positions in government and so on. What we have said to the ANC and to other political parties that we've spoken to, that all the things that make the government function, such as money bills, must be insulated from political squabbling, because the ANC has had a majority for a long time. These used to get passed in the normal course. In order for public servants to get paid, in order for municipal transfers to happen, social grants and so on, it's important that all parties agree that we are going to keep the government running and those routine things can happen as they should. That's as far as we've taken our conversation with them. And therefore we have not taken a decision to be part of a government of national unity.
So now here's the problem. I'm just showing you proof. From one proof to another. From one proof to another. You cannot trust, the ANC of Ramaphosa cannot be trusted. And I want to reiterate my words. The ANC of Ramaphosa cannot be trusted. They have demonstrated that they don't deserve to be trusted. And in fact, they have proven that they do not even want to be trusted. The ANC, the current ANC, you know what it does? It does what I always warn people about. And I always say to people, do not give me reasons reason not to trust you and still expect me to trust you. How is it going to work? How is it going to work? You are not going to cheat on a person and expect a person to trust you. I mean, you have broken their trust. You are not going to manipulate your husband or your boyfriend and say things and get things done through manipulation and expect him to listen to you at home and trust every single word that comes from your mouth when you are full of manipulation, and that's how you get things done. You're not going to do that. In other words, I'm saying to both men and women, you cannot give a person a reason not to trust you and still expect them to trust you. So what I've been telling people in so far as intimate relationships are concerned is the very same thing that the ANC is practicing. They are giving people the reasons not to trust them, but expect people to trust them. They are going down in power because people have been demonstrating that we don't trust you. And these ones who don't decided to vote for ANC, but because today ANC have just decided to show its ugly colors, and they are building a government of national unity. But this government of national unity is built on nothing else but lies, lies, lies. Lies, lies, lies. Lies, lies, lies. Nothing more, nothing less. They are lying broad daylight. Now, you know, I don't just say things, I provide you with facts and evidence. Based on the evidence I've already provided before you, what do you take? What is your take? What do you say? What do you say? What do you see? Two different things. When we say, be careful of what you wish for, we were talking about things like this. Things like this. Be careful of Ramaphosa. People say, hey, you can't say that. Hey, people wanted to eat me alive. Yarr. Hey, Nina. Hey, do not vote for Palapa. Yeah. Hey, ANC too. Hey, see, ER rebuilder. How is it rebuilding now when it builds, when it goes into a coalition with the ETA, when it saw that they were heavily criticized for that, it went into a government of national unity. And you know what surprises me the most is that there are these people whom they've got qualifications, others with masters and whatever. When they sat there, when this government of national unity was proposed, some of them were heard saying, we suggest it's okay. The government of national unity is okay. And I sat there and I said, hey, sometimes this thing of trusting people with qualifications, sometimes you think academics would have made them genius or would have helped them understand and probably reason in a better way. But you ask yourself, you can't even see by the nature of how things are being done here, you can't even tell that this is not a government of national unity. This is a DA and ANC. Even when there was a proof that, when we have shown you proof and letters that prove that there was a problem there was this thing called the government of national unity, but it was a change. They just changed the name from a government of national unity to what is this word? From a DA and ANC coalition to a government of national unity, like what it is right now. Now, people wouldn't even read between the lines. They were there, we advocate for the government of national unity. Now, what are you now saying? Now that all these political parties are coming back to say, listen, we were invited to this government of national unity. We were told about this government of national unity, but none of these people have ever explained to us what this is all about. We are sitting here with no knowledge of the nitty-gritties of everything and how is it going to work, where do we fit in. But today, you have the privilege to now know that the DA and the ANC have concluded deals. Do you still call it a government of national unity now? It's a question. Put away your emotions, the fact that you love the ANC, the fact that you will defend the ANC because you've been told to defend the ANC. Defend the ANC. You are not being told to correct the ANC when the ANC deviate from the path. You are being told, because the ANC they are very smart. During elections, they come and say, don't abandon us, correct us, comrade. The right thing is to correct us. But what they do, during elections, they are very close to people. They are telling people how they need to corrections. Then once you're done voting for them, they distance themselves so that they can't even hear your corrections anymore. It's a cycle that is, look at the cycle of doom, something that they've been doing for years, brainwashing people, making you believe that, no, you can't abandon us. No, it's the wrong thing. We will listen to you after elections. After elections, gone. You'll never see them, I'm telling you. They're gone. They form a coalition with the DA. They don't want to be told not to do that. To get what I'm trying to say, now you are starting to see, it is just the beginning of everything. Just at the beginning of the so-called government of national unity. Guess how we begin? Lies, lies, lies. Lies, lies, lies. If we begin with lies, 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 abanye benu bayokhala. Do you still remember those words? Abanye benu. You know, one of the things maybe, look, as I want to conclude this video, one of the things that I want to conclude now is, how is it that the NEC could not see this? Because, I mean, it was clear. We have already shed them the light that the leaked letters that they should have helped them to open their eyes to say, when they say government of national unity, they would have been prepared to say, we see. That's an ugly head. The DA showing its ugly head. Remove it. No government of national unity with DA. But the NEC of the ANC decided to agree on this. Now, you will remember, I will be here. I will be here. Here. I will be here. God's willingly. I'll be here. And I will be reporting. Don't worry. I will be reporting. Remember, according to the letter, people are going to be prosecuted. The DA, we now know that Paul Mashatile, they will prosecute him with or without DA coalition being look, even if he doesn't oppose that, they are still planning to prosecute him. We know that the likes of Abogwete Mantash, them being prosecuted, it was also dependent on them actually opposing the DA. But we also know for a fact that there will be ANC members that are gonna get arrested. That we also know for a fact. We know it as a matter of fact. So how did they then decide to agree with everything? Or these warnings that have been there, given them by us, they've been taken, or they took them for granted. It's like we didn't say anything. It's like we didn't. Like the people who leaked these letters, their intentions, they wanted to open people's eyes. They wanted to show people DA before they can go into coalition with them. The DA denies those letters, but couldn't deny the content thereon. That's just how simple it is. They denied everything, but they couldn't deny the content thereon, because even though they denied the letters, but they went on to do exactly what was in the letters. For instance, the letter said that if we fail with the DA and the coalition, people are disagreeing with it. Change the name, say Government of National Unity, and that's exactly what happened. So it proves that the DA denies the letters, but agrees with the content of the letters. Why didn't these people pick it up that, you know what, this is what we need to be aware of? I mean, honestly speaking, they should have picked up, but they didn't. So it worries me that the ANC nabo nje, hey, kodwa ke, just like uJacob Zuma when he said, abanye benu bayokhala, abanye benu bayokhala. Just like when the old man warned them, it appears like they're not listening. And those who tends to listen are those who are getting them. Because at DA, DA, people are falling by the sword, one by one. One by one. What are you saying? Let's end the video here. There's a video of Zungula that I need to put somewhere here. So yeah, I will see if I can place the video of Zungula somewhere at the end. So yeah, get into the comment section below. Tell me what you think about everything that I've just told you now. You and we will meet in the next episode. But until such a time, please take care.
From now onwards, when you say there is a racist at our work, we check the historical tweeting of yours. If you have been tweeting ANC, DA, go and fight with those white people alone. We are now representing our own people who have been supporting us. Skatele manje. Skatele. We are with our people.
If you are not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Come on, good people, because to subscribe it is free, to like the video it is free, to comment in the comment section below it is free of charge, to click the notification bell it is free of charge, to share this video it is free of charge, to watch this video until the end it is free of charge. Also, good people, come on, to watch the ads it's free of charge, and that's how you financially contribute to this YouTube channel. Speaking about financially contribution to the channel, you can become a member of this YouTube channel from as little as 20 Rand a month. You can also use the super thanks button. In case you don't want to do that, guys, there is a way where you can use my media company banking details to donate to the channel, and you know what I'm saying, we'll bring you more, and also guys want to buy more equipment. So the power is in your hands. Please do the honorable thing as we proceed.